Hi everyone, this is part two. I apologize. My last video got cut off. But this was what I meant to show you. I was showing you Harry's speech by accident at the end. This is the speech that Michelle Obama gave recently. Well, not what she said on her podcast, basically, which I think was a prepared speech. But anyways, so again, here you go. She has, you're going to 4 times. She has the third most common word she used was I, 88 times, etc. You 57 times. So, anyways, in her speech, I just want to point out now here we are 4 or 5 years later, right? After her and Meghan traumatized us during 2020 with their speeches. Now that the dust has settled, people have moved on or trying to move on. She comes out with this podcast, and now suddenly she's a healer. Now she wants to heal you. Now that you've already healed yourself and are trying to heal more, she comes in, her and Harry, to re-traumatize you and to bring up. I'm going to compare her and Harry's speech in 2025. And I want to point out Harry's speech from the Invictus and her speech that she recently gave on her podcast. I want to point out how now they're both posing as healers, but at the same time, they're both stoking divisiveness. So in Michelle Obama's speech, and they both bring up light and illuminate. Now, every time someone brings up light or illuminate in a speech, it doesn't mean they're satanic. But if you know already that they are satanic, you know they're referring to Lucifer, the light bearer. That's his name, the light bearer. So when they bring up light and the fact that Michelle Obama calls her podcast The Light, Michelle Obama is the light bearer, bringing in the light with her podcast, so her Satanism. And both, by the way, all their speeches and their public engagements, this is part of their Luciferian sorcery. Meghan the same, as well as pushing their marketing with Meghan with her, show up stuff. Besides doing that, they're also pushing their Satanism, and they still want to bring back more trauma. They want to re-traumatize people, right? Because it's thought, trauma, is mind control. It's how they're mind controlling the masses are trying to by traumatizing them. Trauma-based mind control, they call it, right? That's what it's all about with the COVID and with the 9/11, other things like that. So anyways, that's how they're bringing in their tyranny. So, according to Michelle Obama, with her new The Light podcast, light bearer Michelle Obama will be exploring topics that so many wrestle with, like how do we fear? How do we over connect with others when it feels like we're drifting apart? How do we build ourselves up in a world that wants to tear us down? I know there aren't solutions. There aren't neat solutions to all this. No rules, but she's going to offer tools and attitudes that stand the test of time that helps keep her balanced. So she's coming in saying, I'm going to help your mental health. Now that everyone's been, everyone has post-traumatic stress disorder now after COVID. Now she's coming in with all the mental health help here, right? Just like Harry and Obama. So she's coming in, she's talking about the lights. Talk about this idea of light. And remember, Meghan, when she got married, her song was This Little Light of Mine. Always light, illuminate Satanism. So she's talking about why she'd call it light, all about light, explaining that title. And then she goes back to the White House again, every single time with Michelle Obama. Oh, when I was in the White House, but it was so hard being the first Black first lady, the racism, everyone's so racist. Racist. So she's bringing up the racial divide again, just like they did in 2020. They're trying to bring it back. I guess because Trump's in office, they want to bring back the BLM and the Antifa, just like they did, and bring back all the racial divisiveness again. So they're just waiting for their George Floyd to blow up, right? They're just going to find something like him to blow up again, I assume. So that's what she's doing with this speech. This is evil satanic podcast that she's starting in The Light. She is going back going back to her how racist the world is and how difficult life was for her in the White House being first lady. So difficult. And, she overcoming those odds of all the racism around and so much to do. And she's got the answers. She's going to fix things. She's got the tools to help you. Yes, just like Prince Harry does with his Better Up. And then moving on to another speech in 2025 from Prince Harry. Now he brings in you 17 times and so he's more directing his speech towards others, not himself. And so not too much with the word choice. He does bring up Invictus, the world. It's the message to the world. And showing the world, this globalist agenda that they have going. Everything's directed towards the world, right? So his speech is not just for Invictus, it's for the world. And he brings up a divisiveness right from the beginning. He starts the first paragraph of his speech. He says, I've heard that there's no real a rivalry between Toronto and Vancouver. But what do you say, Toronto? You want to show Vancouver how the games are done. So right from the very beginning, I mean, yeah, it's just a joke, you could say, but still he's inciting divisiveness. And this is what globalists do. This is how they control the masses. Whether it's Michelle Obama with black versus white, with Harry, it's going to be other things, right? But he brings that up too. He does the BLM supporting the race riots as well. But he's also bringing up, and he brings up the topic. He says, in this moment of difficulty and divisiveness and division. So constantly harping on that, reminding you of it, traumatizing you, just like 2020. All this divisiveness. Oh my God. But you know what helps? Invictus games. Prince Harry. Because according to Prince Harry, he says, you tell us the Invictus Games saved you. Oh, so what's the Invictus Games? A bunch of warriors, military. Oh, they saved you because, they're so wonderful there, having all the warriors there. Well, and I'm not against the military or people who've suffered. I'm saying that he's saying that the military is a source of healing. And that's not. That's like the globalists again. The globalists bring us into world wars because they get healed. They get lots of money. So they want you to believe that, oh, you want to heal? Let's go to war. So that's my opinion on that. I'm just saying as well. I interpret that in one aspect. And then, of course, it goes into no shortage of crisis and fear of uncertainty and weak moral character in the world to illuminate. Now, Harry's here to illuminate humanity with his Invictus. Illuminate, again, satanic word choice for a Satanist like him. So I just want to point out that, again, and also in his book, also in his speech, just how he's a healer, in the speech, and how Invictus heals people, and how he said, he even says here, he does a straw man argument. He pretends like everybody says that he was healing people, and he said, I disagree with you. Invictus didn't save you. No, it was you. It was you. Of course, I don't believe anyone's ever said that to him, but anyways. Yeah, so he goes into how he created Invictus, the magic of Invictus. Magic, just like Meghan's ad for her show. It's magic with a song. Again, kind of bringing that kind of sorcery. And how he created Invictus was his brainchild, according to him. But we all know it wasn't. He copied it from the Warrior Games. And it's, William and others set it up for him. So it's just, again, the idea of him healing. And how this is healing with Prince Harry. He has the answers with his better up and everything else to heal you, just like Michelle Obama, but at the same time, stoking divisiveness. And they're continuing to do so with their speeches. And again, it's also very satanic in the way they're going about it and in who they are. So I'm just putting that out there, just a thought I had about it. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.